brother, me, I know they look another man. Yeah, yeah. I know go throw stone, then I hide my hands. Yeah, 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 yeah. My life, if be moving me, I be bad man. Yeah, yeah. I be ghetto boy, me, I be bad man. Yeah. Well, no joy, guess all them can fight, mama. Well, I try to see, sing, get me, yeah, yeah, yeah. If I tell you my story, you're my brother, you go cry, oh, yeah. I'ma bring that shit, oh,
yeah. Until you bless me, today be today. Me too, I deserve your blessings. I won't go until you bless me, today be today.
I won't go till you bless me. Happy Sunday to you wherever you're watching from. My name is Joe Coker. Today I'm with my right hand man right here in the studio. We're live on Jesse Radio. Please share the page, tell a friend to tell a friend.
Bless me, Oluwa Oshe.
Dako vibe, bless me, Oluwa Oshe.
Why me I no big brother man? I know they deserve your blessings.
I know they deserve your blessing. Of course I deserve your blessing.
My brother man. Why me I no big brother man? I know they deserve your blessings.
Today we're gonna talk about a lot of things that is going on in Ghana, especially in MPP. That's the current government in power, you know. The things that they have done. The one-on-one show. This is a new show we just started this month.
Won't take me to jail. Why you won't see me rot in the belly of the way now? Like Jonah, Sam Jonah. Why you won't make a bet? Why you won't take me to jail? Why you won't see me rot in the belly of the way now?
Valentine is soon coming. Very, very soon. Remember on the 17th of February we have the Valentine party. So tell a friend to tell a friend. Come out with your wife, your husband, fiancé, whatever fiancé it is. You welcome to the red carpet. Valentine Gala night, you know. It's going amazing. Bless me, Oluwa Oshe. By Dako Vibe featuring Kiddy.
Bless me, Oluwa Oshe.
Dako Vibe. My brother, me, I know they look another man. Yeah, yeah. I know go throw stone, then I hide my hands. Yeah, 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 yeah. My life.
Honorable, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Joe. And how are you?
I'm blessed.
Yeah, good to be here again. I think first time in this new studio, right?
Yeah, first time. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
first
it's
time.
amazing. I mean, this place looks beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Doing a good job.
So how are you doing, sir? How is
Great.
life? How is
I'm
family?
great. I mean, I just came from church and to thank God for all the goodness.
Absolutely, sir.
I mean, it's been great. So
God have been faithful, huh?
yeah, He has been, seriously. Yes.
Amazing.
God has been good, I must say. Yeah.
And you know what they say, God is good. All the time,
my brother. All the time, God is good.
Hey, God is good all the time. Today, Honorable Nzemu. I think that there are a lot of people who are waiting, you know. For those listening to our podcast,
my brother, me, I know they look another man.
big shout out to you. Happy Sunday.
I know go throw stone, then I hide.
It's very cold here in Finland, though. Tell me, wherever you are, is it cold, warm?
Yeah. I be ghetto boy, me, I be bad man. Yeah. Well, no joy, guess all them can fight, mama. Well, I try to see, sing, get me, yeah. If I tell you my story, you're my brother, you go cry, oh. I'ma bring that shit.
Honorable, today's discussion we'll mix it, you know, we'll put Tree and English together, you know, for the sake of some of our listeners. That's a feedback I've got recently, you know.
Okay.
They say the grammar is too heavy. So today, Honorable will take us in the very low level, you know, low level. You may pop him. Honorable, Honorable, please, for the sake of the listeners or for those who are listening to you for the first time, you tell you are and your position in MPP, precisely in the diaspora.
Well, I'm James Makion,
Yes, sir.
the chairman for New Patriotic Party, Finland branch.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I think that should do.
That should do.
Me, I call your name. When your blessing go come my way, I don't know why my own delay. Oh, every day me, I call your name. When your blessing go come my way, I don't know why my own delay. So why you won't make us fail? Why you won't take me to jail? Why you won't see me rot in the belly of the way?
Why you want to see me rot in there in the wheel of Jonah?
Make us fail. Why you won't take me to
Today is a Sunday, it's a special day.
the belly of the way now? Like you know, something.
If you didn't go to church today, you have to call to a friend and ask what was the quotation for today, the chapter.
I won't go.
Alright, but today we'll be looking at we are in 2024,
Yeah.
and I think probably this is the last year of if precisely the Akufo-Addo administration. If I'm wrong too, I stand to be corrected.
Yeah, you're correct.
Okay, good. So in all, that's what we're going to talk, things that he have done, because at the end of the day, this is the end. Let me say the year is already end already in advance.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about things that he have actually done and the promises that he have made to Ghanaians 4 years or 8 years ago. If do and die, he has fulfilled them 100%, 50%, 40%, whatever he has reached. Maybe I think many people like me also would like to know things that he have done, and are Ghanaians happy with his government? I don't know. So please, the floor is here.
Well, thank you very much, Joe, for the opportunity to discuss Nana Akufo-Addo's administration.
Yes, sir.
I think Nana Akufo-Addo has been lucky, and Ghana has also been lucky, I would say, to have such a president, or to have the New Patriotic Party in charge of the administration of the country for the past 7 years. We know that Nana Akufo-Addo became president from January 2017, and so his administration is 7 years and almost 1 month, and it's been historic. It's been amazing. As I always say, we made a lot of promises to Ghanaians. Ghanaians had a lot of expectations. We have been able to meet some of the expectations. We have been able to achieve majority of the promises we made to Ghanaians in our manifesto. If I am to grade the government, I'll give the government not less than 80%.
Okay.
I mean, 80% in terms of the promises we made to Ghanaians and what we have been able to deliver. And so, if we want to take the administration, point by point, we may take it from different angles. We may take the economy, we may take education, we may take infrastructure, we may take agric, we may take industrialization, tourism, all the various facets of the economy, and discuss. And based on this, I'm sure we will be in a good position to assess whether Akufo-Addo has done well or not. I think that it is important that we measure the performance of governments based on the promises they made to the people of Ghana, and also what they have been able to deliver. And I would say that Akufo-Addo has delivered. When we came into office, there was high unemployment. There was doomsday. We didn't even have stable electricity for 4 years. People were sleeping in darkness. Our health system was in tatters.
Okay.
The national health insurance system had almost collapsed. Our ambulance system had collapsed. I mean, there was a freeze on public sector employment. Our banking sector was in ruins, to an extent that people go to bank to want to withdraw money they have deposited at the bank, and you are told there's no money. You recall that it got to a point where as little as 200 Ghana cedis. Remember a lady who went to the bank to withdraw 200 Ghana cedis, and the bank didn't have 200 Ghana cedis to give to the woman. The woman became so frustrated, she decided that then she would sleep at the bank. The police have to maltreat this woman because she insisted she was not going to leave. I'm sure the Ghanaians recall all these incidents. I mean, our road infrastructures were poor. Our trade balances were always in the negative. But since we came into office, we inherited a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges. As I said, we for the first time we recorded the lowest growth in agriculture. The lowest growth in the industry was growing negative. You understand? The economy was in such a difficulty, such that government could not pay even salaries of workers, such that teachers who had worked for 3 years, government has to decide to pay them 3 months' salary instead of 3 years. Government could not even pay stipends for students who were in the nursing training college, stipends for students who were in the teacher training college. Government could not pay all these things. We had a lot of backlog as far as kids who had completed junior high school and had to proceed to junior high school. There were a lot of, in fact, every year we had over 200,000 kids who could not go to secondary school. Okay. Why? Because we didn't have enough infrastructure, and 2, parents could not afford the fees that were being charged in our secondary school, so they have to stay home. We didn't have any functioning address system. Okay. Such that if you buy a product and you want it to be shipped to you, to your house, there was no functioning address system where the item could be brought to you, to your house. We live here in Finland. You order an item online and it comes to you. Yeah, absolutely. You understand? You go to shop and say that, okay, I want this item to be delivered to my house, and it's brought to your house because Finland has a functioning address system. When NPP came into power, we didn't have any functioning address system. There was limited financial inclusion. A lot of Ghanaians didn't have bank accounts. People have to save their monies under their beds, under their pillows. This was the situation we inherited. We didn't have, in fact, most Ghanaians didn't even have proper identity system. As we have here in Finland, that everybody has got a special ID, and with your ID, we're able to identify you. That yes, this is Mr. Jokoka. He lives at this address. Yeah, he was born this date. This is what he does. This is his work. This is his income. With your ID. Yeah, the database. The data, government can access all this data and know that these are the number of people who are not employed. It's a number of people who are employed. We didn't have track record. We didn't have such system in Ghana. Okay. So this was the situation we inherited. A lot of Ghanaians were not paying tax because people don't even have tax identification numbers. Okay. Here in Finland, everybody has got a tax identification number. Absolutely. Whether you are employed or unemployed. Absolutely. You have a tax identification number. So that immediately you start working, immediately you start earning any form of income, whether as an entrepreneur, as an employee, or in whatever form of income you are earning, government is able to tax you for the income you are earning. We didn't have such system in Ghana. We came to inherit a system where people who lived in the hinterlands, people who didn't live close to hospitals and clinics. If they have health challenges, if somebody is bitten by a snake in the bush and they are not close to any big health facility, they have to die because there was no means of transporting these snake these drugs for fighting snake venom.
Antibiotics.
We couldn't transport them to those places. This was the sorry state of Ghana when we assumed office. So the point is that since we came, what have we done? What have we done about these things that we inherited?
You got okay.
Yeah, yes. Sure. So I want us to talk about these things. So, for example, when we came, the economy was growing terribly.
Okay.
Such that the economy was growing at 3.9%. There was no COVID. There was no Russia-Ukraine war. There was no war between Israel and Gaza.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
There was no global incident that had affected economies of every country. But the economy was growing at 3. In fact, as at between 2013 2016, when John Mahama was in office, the economy grew at 3.9%.
Okay.
When MPP took over in our first term, 2017 to 2019, the economy was growing at 7%.
Okay.
Even now, today, that global economies are struggling from the consequences of COVID, which affected global economies.
Mm-hmm.
The economy is growing over 5%. In fact, as of last year, the economy was growing at 4.9%.
With all the COVID
and
situation.
Everything.
Okay.
You understand? And so when somebody say that, the government is struggling, yes, we are struggling, because at the rate the economy was growing in 2019 at 7%, Ghana at the time was touted as the fastest growing economy in the world. Not in Africa, in the world.
In that time.
Yes. And so, so if we had maintained this growth, if you have not had the unfortunate incident of COVID, and then subsequently the Russia-Ukraine war. Somebody may ask, hey, you always say Russia-Ukraine war. You are still talking about Russia-Ukraine war? Yes, because Ghana, we import a lot of things from these countries. You understand? Most of the iron rods we use in Ghana are imported from these countries. And so when, because of the war, these items we are unable to produce, import these items into the country.
Yeah.
Prices of these items increase. And that's why we saw a lot of, in fact, our inflation as of even 2022 rose to as high as 54%. This, this tells you how these global, these incidents affected global economy. And it's not only Ghana that suffered from these things. Even in Finland, where we live, here in Finland, 3 years ago, you knew how, when you go to the market, when you go to the shop, you knew if you had 10 euros, you knew what you could do with 10 euros.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And today, when you go to the shop, even to the low budget shops like Lidl and store and so on, when you go there, you know what 10 euros or 100 euros can do. You take 100 euros to the shop and you cannot buy anything.
Definitely, it's not the same. Like
inflation is high.
Inflation is high, yeah.
Exactly. And so this is what most Ghanaians don't understand, that we had COVID in 2000, 2001. By 2002, the COVID was already, had subsided. Yeah. So why are we still talking about COVID? Because during COVID time, government has to spend so much to stabilize the economy.
Okay.
You understand? So government spent so much because before COVID, nobody anticipated, in 2019, that there will be COVID in 2020, where government has to, dedicate over 1 billion Ghana cedis to support industries that were struggling because of the COVID. Nobody anticipated that government has to, we have to have free electricity, free water for 6 months. We enjoyed free water and free electricity. And so all these things we enjoy for free, government had to use the limited funds that was available to pay for these things. And so after COVID, we have to pay for it. Imagine that during COVID, you are being asked to pay for electricity. During COVID, people could not go to market. Most Ghanaians, when we had lockdowns in our major cities, in Accra and in Kumasi, people could not go to their workplaces. People have been laid off. And we are asking people to pay electricity bill, pay water bill. You could have imagined the sort of, the stress that Ghanaians would have had to endure. You understand?
Yeah.
But government decided that, let's postpone the payment. So people say, COVID is over. Why are we still paying COVID levy? Because these payments that we're supposed to pay for electricity, for water, and for all the expenses, government providing food for people, both cooked and uncooked food for people, so people can survive.
Okay.
All these things, government have to do all these things. Remember, Akufo-Addo made a very profound statement that he knew how to bring the economy back to life. What he didn't know was how to bring life back. And therefore, government had to do everything possible. Government have to spend so much in excess of our income, so that Ghanaians will survive. And indeed, we survived. You understand? Imagine that at the time when the economy was growing at 3.9 and we had COVID, what do you think would have happened?
Could be a disaster.
Yeah. And so when it comes to the economy, yes, I understand that, yes, we are struggling. And the whole world is struggling. But we have seen improvement. If you look at 2022, when inflation was as high as 54, and now we have brought it down to 23 as of December last year. Inflation has come down to 23, and it's still coming down. You understand? And so this will tell you that we have a government that that is focused. We have a government that knows how to bring the economy back to where we were. Beyond the economy. I mean,
I would like to ask you. I'd like to chip in some questions that I think Akufo-Addo inherited the power 2016, right? 17.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think the election was 2016. Then
Yes.
he came in power 2017. Okay.
Yes.
Good. And during the conversation we're having right now, you're saying that in how they call it, in Mahama time, probably the let me say Ghana in broad, we couldn't have access to like database to know all those like ID, and also going to hospital, have the information, or if somebody have to have maybe I cannot have access to my information, or etc. So I would like to know that, has those things implemented now in Akufo-Addo time now?
All right. So as I stated earlier about the challenges we inherited.
Okay.
So one, under this administration, we have implemented the Ghana card. And with the Ghana card, every Ghanaian has a unique ID number.
Okay.
That majority of Ghanaians today can be identified, just as we have in Finland.
Oh yeah.
Our Ghana card,
I have seen that.
Our Ghana card is so good that you're able to travel to Ghana with our Ghana card.
With the Ghana card,
it doesn't. You get the point. I have
100%.
traveled from Finland.
Oh no, I have seen that
to Ghana.
I have seen
with
that,
my Ghana card.
Yeah, sure.
In fact, as we speak today, I have friends who have traveled from the US, from UK, from Germany, and other places to Ghana with their Ghana card. This is something that never existed. This is something that when even the vice president, who is the current flag bearer of our party, said that we were going to use our Ghana card as a travel document, people could not imagine it. That how is it going to be?
So it means that, if I'm right, it has been recognized as an international travel document.
Yes.
Okay.
In Finland here, if you're a citizen, unless you are traveling to a country where you require a visa, your Finnish ID is your Finnish ID. If you're a citizen of Finland, your Finnish ID is a travel document.
It's a travel document. Yeah.
That's the same thing we have done in Ghana. So if you are traveling to a country where visa is not required, where you don't need to place a visa in your passport. You don't need your passport. You don't need your kind of passport to travel. And this is what MPP administration has done. I spoke, I talked about address system. Today, we have the digital address system, and we have also the manual address system in Ghana, where you can order from anywhere in Ghana, and it could be delivered right at your doorstep.
Yeah.
When I went to Ghana recently, between August and October, it was amazing, because it was something that I never saw in my lifetime in Ghana. That, you sit in your home and you order food, and it's brought to your house at your doorstep, as you have here in Finland and as you have here in Europe.
Yeah.
This is happening in Ghana because of New Patriotic Party. This is something that never existed in Ghana. Today, when we're in Ghana, we record that when they introduced this mobile money transfers,
yeah,
you couldn't transfer money from, say, MTN mobile account to Vodafone account.
Yeah.
But when MPP when we came to office,
yeah,
NDC had started this process. They have started. Let me give them credit. They have started this process, and it was going to cost us 1.2 billion dollars.
Okay.
1.2 billion dollars. This was how much it was going to cost us. Now, when MPP came into power, and we said that no way, we can implement mobile interoperability without paying this much.
Yeah.
And then the vice president said that no, Ghana cannot be spending 1.2 billion on mobile interoperability. And so we have to cancel the contract. And something that NDC was going to do for 1.2 billion, we did it for 4 million.
4 million Ghana cedis.
4 million.
Okay.
Ghana cedis. Something that was going to cost us
so in
1.2 billion.
So in NDC time, they wanted to use how many billions?
1.2 billion.
1.2 billion Ghana
Yes.
cedis. So now in MPP time now,
it cost us 4 million.
It cost MPP 4 million.
Can you imagine how much money we saved?
It's a lot. Yeah.
You understand? And today, I can sit here in Finland. This is my Momo. This is my Momo. My MTN. I'm sure your viewers can see.
Oh, yeah.
And I sit here in Finland, and this is MTN Momo. And I can send money to any network in Ghana. This is what MPP has done. And so that challenge that we met, this is how we have delivered in solving this challenge. As you ask. When we came, there was a lot of unemployment.
So how's the rate now?
Unemployment.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last time I checked, unemployment rate in Ghana
as now
was as at 2022, was it 9% or so? I'm not very sure of the figure. I think about 9%.
Okay.
But you know what? We inherited a very sad situation, because when we came into office, people who have graduated from school could not find employment, such that people have to form unemployed graduate association and to be fighting the government.
Okay.
You understand? And when people went on demonstration that they wanted job, Mama said that he is not a magician. John Mahama, who wants to be president again today, when he was president, he told Ghanaians that he was not a magician to provide them jobs. In fact, the Minister for Employment said that those who don't have jobs, they can go and be cutting stones.
Minister of what?
Employment.
Minister of Employment.
Yes.
By Mahama time.
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, Mr. Rashid Pepu told Ghanaians that graduates who don't have job, they can go to the bush and cut grasses and come and put it by the roadside and sell to people who have animals who need grasses to feed on.
Wow.
This was the sad spectacle that we inherited. But since we came into office between 2017 and 2022, NPP administration, we had employed 2 million Ghanaians.
In the government sector or
in government sector?
In government sector.
Government sector. Okay. 2 million Ghanaians, government sector. It's good you ask that question. When it comes to the private sector, it's enormous. Because let me tell you this. When we came into office, many of the industries that were established from Kwame Nkrumah time, many of them had collapsed.
Okay.
But Akufo-Addo said that, you know what? We have to change the state of the economy.
Yeah.
And therefore, we must industrialize. So government introduced the one district, one factory. The idea was that at least we would try such that, if possible, every district can have an industry that can employ the youth in that district. Since we came, we have established not less than 150 factories that are operational.
Honorable, just wait. Let me just take this short one. Wait. Yeah, that's the number on the screen. You can call. Yeah, Honorable, you can continue.
And so, this is one factory. Because of that, even if let me say this. Even if government had established 10 factories that never existed, you know how many people these industries are employing? Today, all the factories that are producing the fruit juices, the tiles, the iron rods, those who are producing all kinds of drinks, producing cement, producing tissues and stuff like that, tomato factories and all these across board, employing a number of Ghanaians.
Yeah.
This was not happening under John Mahama. Under John Mahama, factories collapsed. Because of doing so, there was no power. So existing factories have to collapse. People who had, cold store, companies, the companies have to collapse, because if you don't have electricity, how do you run a cold store when you don't have electricity? Recently I saw somebody, who was being interviewed about, whether between NPP and NDC, which party he would want to vote for in the next elections. And he narrated a story that was really touching. That John Mahama's administration, his wife left him.
Hey.
His wife left him because he's a mechanic, and because he had no electricity, he was not earning enough income, and his wife left him.
Hey.
This was the state.
No, hold on. John Mahama wife left him.
Not John Mahama.
Okay, come again.
A mechanic.
Mechanic.
Yes.
You mean a mechanic wife left him?
Yes.
Okay,
who couldn't find electricity to work and earn enough income.
All right.
His wife left him. Wife left him. So this was the sad situation that Ghanaians, survived in 4 years. And so when a president who could not provide 24-hour electricity for people to have normal life, to sleep and to go about their businesses.
There's a question somebody asked. Let me just 1 minute. Just go. Hey, big shout out to you, Mr. Ben, all the way watching from Canada. Big shout out to you. I respect to you, brother.
You're too sexy, you're too bad, you're too naughty. Oh, I'm just so upset. Me don't do my body, what you're not. Me didn't say, me a moment. Me don't do my body, me didn't say to go and sit up with a beer of it.
Eh bien, oui, you be chocho mucho. Honorable, I have some questions for you. This is from the audience, Mr. Ben said, you are there saying you are there saying you inherit challenges. Africa just hate to take up responsibility. So what do you have to say about his comment?
I don't know what I mean, what he's going with the question, because the point is that I mentioned the challenges and also went ahead to demonstrate and to tell you how we have dealt with some of these challenges we met. And so if there's a particular challenge that I mentioned, and he wants to know what government has done, in terms of dealing with these challenges that we inherited, I'll be glad to share with him what government has done.
Okay.
Yes. So other than that, I don't really understand where his question is going, because of course every country has got its own challenges. Finland has got its own challenges. Ghana, we have also got our own challenges. Every government inherits challenges, but the important thing is that how you deal with those challenges is what makes the difference.
Okay.
Yes, and so the difference between the New Patriotic Party and the NDC is how we have managed the challenges, that we inherited. And that's what makes the difference.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now I would like to know that you have said so many things. So now I want to ask you an honest question. Do you think that Nana have disappointed Ghanaians? Be fair.
It is a yes and no. It is a yes and no because, as I said from my initial statement, no government can deliver 100% the promises it makes to the electorate or to the people. And so insofar as we have not managed to deliver 100% of the promises we made to Ghanaians, there will be some disappointments, definitely. And so when some Ghanaians say they are disappointed, they are right to say so. But the point is that if you measure what we promise and what we have delivered, you could see that we have delivered a majority or most of the promises we made to Ghanaians. And that is why we are saying that if we want Ghana to progress, if we want Ghana to see better administration, if we want Ghana to be where we expect Ghana to be, then it is right that we give MPP more opportunity to continue what we are doing.
But do you think that Ghanaians really want MPP to come to power again?
So the question is, if Ghanaians don't want MPP, then what government do they want? Is it NDC? Is it John Mahama?
Probably.
Because the point is that, you see, John Mahama was vice president under Atta Mills.
Yes.
The performance was abysmal. And then he told us that, you know what, I was just a mere vice president. I was not at the helm of affairs. There were certain decisions that were not in my hands. And so, give me the opportunity to become...
But this same comment have been made by...
Yeah, I'm coming.
Dr. Bamiyan too.
Yeah. Let me come there. So the Mama said that we should give him the opportunity to become president, and we will see the difference. This was at the time he had already served part of Atta Mills' term when Atta Mills died.
Yeah.
So Ghanaians gave him the opportunity
2 years,
that you were not the president. Now let's make you the president and let's see what you will do. He became president. The first thing he did was he plunged the country into doom.
Okay.
The next thing he did, that he canceled teachers' allowance, nursing training allowance. The next thing he did, that he said that I cannot even pay teachers anymore. You work for 3 months, 3 years, and he pays you 3 months. The next thing he did, people were unemployed because the economy he managed the economy so badly that we have to go to an IMF. And this time, the term of IMF conditions that were imposed on us was such that we couldn't employ people in the government sector. So there was a freeze on government sector employment. On public sector employment, there was a freeze. So there was no employment in public sector. We inherited the economy where, when we inherited the economy, industry was going at 2%. He took it to negative 3%.
Wow. Okay.
You understand? He inherited the economy from John Mahama, from when Kufuor was leaving office. he had taken inflation from 40 to 15. Atamix came. Atamix 250 from 15 to almost 10%. Domama came. He took the inflation from 10% to 17%.
Okay.
So but Mahama has no record to say that when I came, I performed well. If he performed well, Ghanaians wouldn't have voted against him the way they did in 2016. That for the first time, a certain government lost by hoping 1 million votes. Right? And so this person has come again and wants to compete against the current vice president of Ghana. So now for example, let's compare when your mama was vice president before he became president. And let's compare Mahmoud, Dr. Babaumia, vice president, wanting to become president. Joe, do you remember anything that you can associate with John Mahama as vice president? And when John Mahama was vice president, he led this initiative and that improved the lives of Ghanaians. Can you mention a single one? Anything that you remember? Anything that you remember John Mahama for as vice president?
Wow, that is tough one.
It's tough.
But
this person...
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I can't place my hand in any.
But there is none.
That's what I said. I'll be honest. I don't know. So I have to dig more into those things.
And I'm telling you.
And what to say, because this is a very difficult question. So
Joe, and I'm telling you that there is none. Right?
Okay.
What about
Dr.
Baumia?
But I have a question.
You understand? And so this person who was so terrible, who was so clueless, who had no vision as vice president, he asked for the opportunity to become president, and we gave him. And so somebody who has demonstrated competence, Dr. Baumia arguably is the best vice president Ghana has ever produced. So if this person is asking that, give me the opportunity to become president, and we are comparing him with John Mahama, so if Ghanaians will be sincere, if Ghanaians will be fair, then we shouldn't even struggle about the right choice of a president that we need.
But
now
I want you to be honest with me, because I'm always asking this question point to clear, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, do you think, honestly, truth, that Dr. Alhaji Bami is a perfect candidate or the perfect flag bearer for MPP this time?
Now,
yeah, this time.
Dr. Baumia is MPP's flag bearer.
I know he is, but I'm gonna tell you,
and he's the best for our time now. Because the point is that right now, only two political parties.
Is his 10?
You said what?
There, I think, in my opinion, I think he met so many people there that also probably in line with to become a flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party.
See, let me make this clear.
Okay.
See,
because I heard
it is not
allegedly I heard that it's by 10 to 10.
Please.
That's what I said.
Okay. So let me clarify this.
Okay.
In the new Patriotic Party, it is not about who has been in the party
for a long time,
or anything.
All right.
It's about who the MPP people consider to be competent.
To be competent to be able to carry the people
at a particular point in time.
Okay.
You understand?
It's clear.
You get the point.
Yeah, I got
John Mahama, I don't think he's the oldest person.
No, we shouldn't talk about John Mahama.
No, I just want you to. I just want to draw that too. He's not the oldest person in NDC.
Okay.
Right? But he had opportunity to be president in 2016, in 2013.
Okay.
And want to be president again. Right?
Okay.
And so the issue of Dr. Baumia, see, somebody who has been running mate to Akufo-Addo since 2008. 2008 election, he ran with Akufo-Addo. 2012, he ran with Akufo-Addo. 2016, 2020. He has been a running mate for 16 years. He has been vice president. He is in his 8th year now. So if anybody tells me that such a person is new, in the party, for which reason he is not the right person to be the flag bearer. I think it's a non-starter. So for now, the good thing is that he is the flag bearer.
Yeah.
Right? And that when we compare him with the alternative, which is John Mahama, I'm saying that it is something that we don't even have to compare. It is even wrong to do such a comparison.
Yeah.
Because what are we comparing? You know, I always give this analogy. That we had Atamels who was in the seat and was sleeping and ran the car into a ditch. Right? And John Mahama said that, oh, my boss was terrible. Mama was the mate.
But he said that my boss was terrible.
I mean, he said that he can do better than his boss. Right?
Clearly.
Of course. He said he can do better than his boss.
Okay.
And of course, every president is expected to do better than the previous one.
Okay.
Right? And so he said, oh, I can do better than my boss. And then we gave him the seat. In fact, his boss was sleeping. The Ghanaians were talking that, oh, Papa, go slow. You remember Ghanaians were saying that Tamis is too slow. He doesn't.
Yeah, but he's a peacemaker president.
I mean,
Asundre Hene.
Of course, you know, Ghanaians in Africa is when you are quiet, you say you are a good person. We associate quiet people with, I'm not going to take this away from Atamils. He was a good man. He had his challenges. As a president, he was terrible. But as an individual, I would think that Atamils was a good man.
I don't see that as a president he was terrible.
I mean, based on if I want to measure him, if I want to compare him,
because even though he was sick, but he was still doing well. I think the economy was be stable when he was.
I think that it's even wrong to be discussing Atamis now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So the point I want to make is that, okay, please go ahead with the question.
I want to put Alan here.
Okay.
And put Doctor here.
Dr. Baumia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I will not put you in a very strange situation.
No. Ask your question.
No, I will not do that because we are on air, and of course you are also a leader.
No, you can ask any question. No problem.
Do you think that it's fair to MPP not to probably elect Alan to be the flag bearer of MPP to lead the party? I know they voted.
Why
yes.
do you think it's not? Why should you think it's not fair?
I know every party, they always have these primary elections and all that. I understand that. I got that part. But I think Kufuor wanted Alan to be a president even way before Kufuor came in power.
Kufuor wanted.
Yeah, Kufuor wanted.
Okay.
Right? So, and after he couldn't got it, then Kufuor came. But I think when Kufuor is leaving, I think Alan should be the perfect candidate.
It is not about who has contested for long. In that case, if we're to go by that way,
then why he left?
If we're to go by that argument,
then why he left?
I mean, it's his personal decision.
So now that he left, that he has like go neutral from the party. Do you think that is good for the party? It will be a whole gap.
You know what? I am not happy that Alan Chamatin had left the party.
Absolutely.
I am not happy. Because this is we are a political party. We work with numbers. Every number counts, right? And therefore, I'm not happy for anybody to leave my party. You understand? I need all the numbers because election is about numbers. So I'm not happy that Honorable Alan Chamatin has decided to leave the party. But as we said, he is not the longest person to have contested to become the flag bearer of our party.
Yeah, sure.
So if we're to go by that argument, then Honorable Kunodo Apreku,
he has been longer.
We should have given him. We'd have said, "Oh, you have contested for long."
But probably maybe he's not fit or he don't have the capability to.
I mean, what are you talking about? And so it is not about who has been there for long, right?
In the sense when I'm saying that maybe for long, maybe I'm quoting the wrong way, but what I'm trying to say is that he wanted this. It's like he wanted to become a president.
It's not about what you want.
Okay. It's about what the party wants.
It's about what the people want. It's about who the people think that we need at a particular point in time.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Yeah. So maybe if Alan had continued to stay in the party, maybe his time could come in future.
So when he's 90 years old?
I don't know. Right? I don't know. So at this point in time, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is the flag bearer of the NPP. And Dr. Bawumia has demonstrated.
Do you think that he can beat Mahama hands down?
Why do you think he will not be able to do my job? That's why I asked a simple question.
Because
what are we comparing?
No, both of them has been vice before, yes,
and one has been president before,
and one has been.
you see the difference.
One has been president before.
Both have been vice president.
Okay.
And one has been president also, and we saw his presidency.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst we have seen in this Fourth Republic.
To you.
I mean, to Ghanaians.
But you cannot speak for Ghanaians.
Why do you think that Ghanaians voted against him in 2016, and then 2020?
It's democracy.
Still voted against him.
It's democracy. Maybe they want change.
No, I'm saying that.
Yeah.
John Mahama, if John Mahama was, Ghanaians are not stupid.
Oh, of course.
And therefore, when Ghanaians voted against him, hoping 1 million votes.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. The second election, which is handled 2020.
2020, yeah.
Yeah. The 2017 one was 1 million. Then how comes it reduced? It was almost going equal, 50-50.
It was not going equal. He was
but
beating.
But the gap was very small.
No, it was not small. He was beating over 500,000 votes, and that one also has never happened in the history of Ghana.
Okay.
That any candidate is beating over 500,000 votes. It has also never happened.
No, I understand you. Then what do you if you think that Nana have done well, and the first election goes over 1 million, then it should be 2 million this time around.
So that is why. See, let me tell you this. I told you earlier.
Yeah.
That when you get opportunity, and Ghanaians vote for you as president, based on the promises you made to them, based on what you said in your manifesto, it is not possible to deliver 100%.
Oh yeah, that one did for sure.
And that is why some people will not be happy with you. Some of the people who voted for you, who had confidence in you to deliver,
yeah,
some of them will not be happy with you because you are unable to deliver 100%. And therefore, because of that, they will not vote for you again. You understand?
Yeah.
And so Nekufado's vote reducing, the gap between Mahama and Akufo-Addo reducing to 500,000 votes, shows that, yes, indeed, Ghanaians said that, yes, some of us are not happy with you, but majority of us are still happy with what you have delivered. John Mahama was president for 1 term. You understand? If Akufo-Addo had performed terribly in his first term, Ghanaians would have voted him out. But Ghanaians gave him another opportunity and gave him a gap between him and the loser, John Mahama, 500,000 votes, which is also unprecedented. And so for me, I am surprised that anybody would want to think that John Mahama has anything to offer anymore. Okay,
so do you think that if John Mahama won the election or win the election this time around, will it be a surprise to you?
I'll be hugely surprised.
Why?
I mean, that's why I asked a simple question. What we know his legacy, right? We know his legacy as vice president. We know his legacy as vice president. As president,
yeah.
Right? And these are legacies that nobody should be proud of. I'm sure he himself is not proud of it. So why would Ghanaians, want to, between him and Dr. Bawumia, why would Ghanaians want to even consider John Mahama? So as I say, we Ghanaians, MPP or Akufo-Addo may not have delivered to the satisfaction of many Ghanaians or some Ghanaians, because of course he has not delivered 100%. Some people are not happy with him, right? For sure. Even me, there are some areas where I'm not happy, even as a member of the party.
And what are the areas?
For me, I think that, let's take for example, corruption. I think that he has done pretty well, but I expected more, right? I expected to see a lot of people in jail. The number of people who have gone to jail because of corruption, I don't think it's enough. The number of people who have been punished because of corruption, I don't think it's enough. I expect more. And therefore, in that sense, I can say I'm not happy. I would have wished that by now, the 7 years into administration, I want to see some massive, reshuffle in the government. And Akufo-Addo has not done that, and I'm not happy. Do you get the point? So even as a member of the party and as a chairman of the party's branch in Finland, there are some things that I'm not happy with. But then I measure this with his overall performance. You understand? And I said that no, of course he has not performed here to my satisfaction. Here I expected more than he has delivered. But overall, he has done incredibly well.
But do you think that economically, do you think that Nana also favors Ghana? Because if he's traveled, he does not use the national jet. He traveled with a rented jet, which is like 70,000 euros per hour.
Okay. You know,
or is it a speculation?
When was the last time you heard president traveling with private jet? When was the last time?
No, I'm asking you a question.
See, is there any president in the world?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Finland president has never traveled with private jet before.
No.
Economy. It's not true.
He's sitting economy.
It's not
There's
true.
Picture, a lot of pictures you can Google.
I am putting it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You can Google as well.
But it's not the state have their own jet.
So the point I am making is this.
So why Nana don't use the state jet?
It's because the jet has issues. I think the last time I was in this studio, I spoke about this matter. That when Kufuor was leaving office, Kufuor thought that the flight for the presidency that he inherited was old. It was named a flying coffin. And so when he came, by the time he was leaving office 2008, he said that, you know what? I use this flying coffin. I put my life at risk. Right? Okay. And therefore, there was a need to get whoever will become the next president a good flight, a good airplane, right? For the presidency. So he said that we needed 2 airplanes. In the wisdom of Kufuor, we needed 2 airplanes because we needed 1 airplane that was light, that when he's traveling from Kumasi to Accra, when he's traveling from Accra to Nigeria or to Cote d'Ivoire, short distances, we can use that. Because if you use a bigger flight, a flight that travels to the US and all those long distances for short distances, you are burning a lot of fuel. It's not economical. Therefore, to save money, let's have 2. So that when we are going a long haul, we use the bigger one. When we are doing short distances, we use a smaller one.
Yeah.
When NDC was in opposition, with Atamils as this flag bearer, they made a lot of noise that Kufuor was not sensitive to Ghanaians, that he was buying 2 aeroplanes for himself. Meanwhile, the time meanwhile, he was never going to use those aeroplanes. Ever. Because he was leaving office. He was buying it for whoever becomes the next president. Luckily, Atamils, who opposed the jets, that buying 2 jets didn't make sense. He became the president. When he became president, out of shame, he couldn't maintain the contract. So he renegotiated the contract and cancelled one of the planes. He cancelled the bigger one. Said, oh, smaller one is okay for us. And so we have used that smaller one since 2009 for both short haul and long haul. And when you use a flight, that is meant for traveling from Helsinki to Rovaniemi.
Let me say this quickly, then we continue. Yeah.
So,
yeah, please. You can send also your comment, so that if you want to ask Honorable James Mackey any questions, please send your comment. We will read them, and he's gonna answer you. We have like 20 minutes to leave the studio. Just stay tuned. And Honorable James is heating up, Don't worry, next week we will continue. Sometimes when this president, when they are using the state money, they don't really care, 70,000 euros, that's a lot of money per hour. That's a whole lot of money. But you're going to answer to us. Honorable, please carry on.
Yes. So as I was saying, when Mills came, we had to rely on only one jet, right?
Okay.
And because a jet that was meant for short distance was being used for long distance, it becomes weak in a short while, right? And so, according to the Ghana Armed Forces, that's responsible for managing the
jet.
They advised that this jet was not fit for flying. In fact, when Mahama was president, he almost had accident.
Okay.
They have to do emergency landing in New York. You understand? And so when Kufuor came into office, and after using it for a while, the Ghana Armed Forces advised that it was not good to continue to use this plane. We needed to acquire a new one. And ask yourself, on the occasions where president had to rely on private jets, are occasions where he had to do a lot of stops because he attended many conferences at different places. He has to be at different countries in a short time. And so if president has to rely on economy or public flight, he could, he was going to cause a lot of inconvenience. And so we have to look at the whole thing, we have to stop this propaganda that, how do you know that he was spending $70,000?
It was all about it.
All over from where?
Media.
I expect that, when people say some things, and you see something in the media, you cross-check. What is the source?
Yeah, the evidence was out. People was like, especially from Adam and
there's no evidence. These were just speculations. These were just pure speculations.
But actually, if you check if you want to rent a jet to travel for maybe is it 10 hours distance, I think it costs about it depends how luxury the jet
okay,
is.
now see now you're
no, I'm just trying to say, it depends. It costs from 40,000 to 100,000.
According to what? What is your source for this?
No, you can check from the jet.com. Yeah,
that's why I'm asking this. That before anybody says that, as Kufuor said, we know the cost of everything, we know the value of none. Right?
Yeah.
And so even if it costs 70,000, it was necessary
for Kufuor.
It was necessary, not for Kufuor, whoever was the president at the time. It's necessary.
So do you think that if Mahama, if Mahama come to power,
when Mahama was
and
president,
using 70,000,
when Mahama was president,
yeah,
he used private jet,
but he was using the state jet.
As I'm saying, when Mahama was president, there were times that you have to rely on the private jet to travel. So it's not like it's the first time that any president in Ghana is traveling with a private jet. Sometimes you have to, we allow this, unnecessary propaganda to take so much space in the media.
All right, I got you. Okay, so now next week we'll be talking about more like things that also I will give you the update. But as for now, let's we're going to pull this show to close a while, maybe like next 6 minutes. So now I want to elaborate on this situation whereby if you talk about development, quick one, do you think development is only it should be happening only in Accra?
No, we have to have development across.
Then why, most of these governments, when they come in power, all development stays in Accra?
If you say all, then it's a bit problematic. But of course, Accra being the capital, naturally, we want to. It is when you come to Ghana, there are people who come to Accra, they will never go to any other region, and so your first impression about Ghana is Accra.
Never for how long?
I'm saying that, and that is why for a long time, current president and past presidents or past and current administrations have made efforts to give a sort of a facelift to Accra. But that's not.
And it's still the same.
That is not to say.
It's still the same.
That is not to say that other regions should be ignored.
Exactly.
And so, for example, since Akufo-Addo came into office, he has constructed more than 10,000 kilometers
10,000 kilometers roads
of road.
Okay.
In fact, Mahama did 3,000.
that you have proved of it.
If you want proof, if next week, if you want me to come with
No, next week come with
Yes,
it.
yes.
Next week come with
I
it.
can even give you the proof right now if you want me to.
I want you to print it out and bring it.
No problem.
Sure.
Right? Akufo-Addo has done
And also, I would like to see the proof of the 10,000 roads Akufo-Addo have
Thank you
constructed.
very
And
much. I'll give you
from where to where and
I'll
region.
give you region by region, district by district, town by town, and how many kilometers he has done. If I mention what is your hometown,
Takoradi.
if I mention Takoradi, I can even let you go down to mention maybe a town in Takoradi, and I'll tell you the kilometers of road that has been done in that town by Akufo-Addo. I can give all that record.
So what about hospitals?
Hospitals. Oh my God, you have gone to my favorite topic. You know, hospitals. For the first time in the history of Ghana, we have had a president who has initiated 111 hospitals at a go. 111 hospitals. This is something I've always asked my
It has been implemented?
Agenda 111. Some of the hospitals are almost completed.
Okay.
We began with 88 of the hospitals. Out of the 111, we have begun 88 of them, and some of them are almost completed. So these are hospitals that Akufo-Addo initiated. See, I always put this to my NDC friends that they should, if any NDC person can prove to me or can show me more than 2 hospitals that were initiated by John Mahama and completed by John Mahama in Ghana, I will stop talking on radio.
I think I have someone who can prove that to you.
Bring the person and let the person be the proof.
I think even is more than 2.
I'm saying that if you can bring anybody to this studio who can show to me that 4 years of John Mahama, he can show to Ghanaians that this is a hospital that Mahama himself started. It's not like it was somebody started and he came to continue. Something that he himself, dreamt it.
He has also tried. He started with the airport too.
I mean, we are talking about hospital now. If one has to talk about airport, you can talk about airport subsequently.
Oh yeah, we will talk about that. I'm just saying things that he has done.
For hospital, I cannot say Mahama didn't do anything. For 4 years, he did something. But what he did was woefully inadequate. Right? And so, what the point I'm making is that if there's anybody, any NDC communicator, any NDC person who can prove to me more than 2 hospitals that were initiated by John Mahama and completed by John Mahama in Ghana, I will stop speaking on radio. This is a challenge I'm throwing to any NDC person to prove to me any hospital initiated by John Mahama and completed by him under his administration, more than 2, I will stop speaking on radio. So if you when we invite the NDC people, they don't come because see, it's not about the noise. It's not about the noise. When you speak, you must speak with facts. Speak to the issues. Provide the necessary documentation to support what you're saying. It's unfortunate today we didn't have specific topic that I didn't have any advance.
Oh no, I told you that today we're going to talk about everything in general.
So
but
next week,
let
us know
but
issues we're going to discuss, and I'll come here with all the necessary support.
Now I think the NDC people are online now, so now they're trying to, but we have only like a few minutes to leave the
Let
studio.
them come to the studio and prove themselves. They should come here. They shouldn't sit behind their computers and be typing. They should come here and come and challenge the facts. I would like that.
Is it Nipaya fucking himself that you're trying to defend the MPP government right now? Isn't it, bro? Wake up to the realness and let's face the fact.
The fact being that under Akufo-Addo administration,
And
for the first time in the history of Ghana, the government has initiated 88 hospitals. Can you imagine? This does not include the ones that he started and has completed, though. This does not include the ones that he came to meet and has completed. Fresh New policy, agenda 111. 88 hospitals, some of them are almost completed. This has never happened in the history of Ghana. And so, I mean, these are facts. This is the reality. If you say we should pay face reality, this is the reality. The reality is that in the past, when people go to hospitals with national insurance card, they will tell you and cover.
Like let's read this comment.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, so
for me, if anybody wants to have a discussion.
Okay. He said that
I'm open.
Trying to compare Mahama era to this current MPP era is a whole mismatch. And our lovely listener deserves some apologies, bruh. It isn't fun of politics, but with this current government, nah.
No, it's not just about saying. As I say, this is just, he said nothing. He said something, but it's nothing. The point is that, what are you comparing? Right? If you want to take the economy, then let's compare. If you want to take agriculture, let's compare. If you want to take education, infrastructure, we compare.
But Honorable Makin, I also disagree with the fact that he said that the MPP or Amama or none of these NDC party members can prove to you even 2 hospitals that Mahama has built.
He himself initiated it and completed.
Yeah.
If they can give me 2, I'm telling you that not only would I stop speaking on your radio station, I will stop speaking everywhere, every radio station in the whole world. Nobody will hear me publicly defending MPP. If any NDC person can come to this video, 2, more than 2, they can prove it more than 2.
Wow. So this is a challenge out there. So if you
more
know
than 2.
The hospital Mahama have initiated and also commissioned. Commission, it means it's complete. Yeah, so
he started it.
He started it.
But it's not something that anybody started.
And he
himself
completed.
Dreamt it.
All right.
Started it and completed under his administration. If he can give me more than 2, I will stop speaking on publicly and to defend the MPP. This is a challenge I'm throwing to any NDC person. Let the person make the fact.
Spot on.
It is a challenge. If there's anybody who can, I'm saying that I will stop speaking on radio.
Hey, money thing. MPP for money thing. Or say, Sebunim say Mahama. We are building a hospital. On our way we see from our body ashes here. No to time now ye be always no be commission hospital. Unim 2
more than 2.
That means that he has built 2.
No, I'm not saying he has built 2. I'm just
saying
it
should be more than 2.
More than 2.
Okay.
Now Akufo-Addo has built about 8 from scratch.
Okay.
This is.
But next week you give me those. You give me full details.
If you want
and
us
proof.
to discuss, Akufo-Addo's achievement, what you compare, maybe health. You let me know. I come here with all necessary documents and facts to prove to you.
All
so
right.
that I will not be just saying with my mouth.
Okay.
I say it and I show you the evidence, so that your audience will know.
Next week, let me give you the next week. We're going to talk about, because these are very important things for me that I want to know. We're going to talk about the health sector and the health sector, and also going to talk about the roads.
Health and road.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So next week,
because I know some certain roads Mahama also constructed, and so that 3,000 is more than.
Okay, let me see.
Hey, Honorable, I'm see the youth are awake now, so
the youth will be awake.
Nipaya, thank you very much. All right, these have
nothing I get.
Nothing I get but from here.
Nothing I get.
Next week, 7 o'clock, we lock down Jesse Radio. Live here. We lock down Jesse Radio live. Next week, don't go away. So we are NDC. Now, if you celebrate me, I challenge Honorable James McKeown. Just call me. You can go to our Facebook, Jesse Radio TV. Number is there. You can call me. You can call the office number. Honorable, next week there's a lot of questions prepared for you.
You know what? MPP administration we have performed. I'm not saying that we have, Ghanaians are generally, we have 10 Ghana into heaven. No.
But people are not happy.
Of course.
That's the honest truth.
It's natural. I know. And I told you from.
But in terms of what the credit I'll give to Nana is that in terms of how do I put this? In terms of free movement in Ghana now, I think it's much better. People like in terms of mobility, like even I was in Ghana, like I can order boat, like that is amazing. That's why I said to be honest.
That a time will come in Ghana that you go to Ghana and you order boat, you order Uber.
The satellite system is on point. That is a tremendously work. Because both I was like, and it's so fast. And everywhere in Ghana,
see, when Dr. Baumia talked about digitization, and they think that digitization is not economy.
It's part of course. That is even one of the most important things.
It's important thing.
Yeah. That is one of the most important things.
Right. So through digitization, you're able to sit at your home and order food. I mean, have economic activity going.
Like I was from Santa Maria. I was going to Tema, and I just ordered a boat, and like you can track. Everything.
The movement.
So wow, Ghana advanced like that.
Exactly.
Which is really, really good. It's really, really good. I mean, to that I will give an applause to Nana. And Nana government. They have done incredible work, and that is well done. Because those, that is a standard of Europe.
Yes.
Yeah, that is standard of Europe. Yeah.
In 2 months when I was in Ghana, in the past when we were driving in Ghana, and you are going somewhere that you don't know, you have to stop at many vantage points and ask, I'm going here, can you direct me? They will direct you. If you go here, go and ask this person.
But for the first, I've been in Ghana so many times, but for the first time, I went to Ghana.
You drove to anywhere without asking anybody any question.
Because the navigation is
working.
Yeah,
right?
that I will give it to Nana, honestly.
This is a brainchild of the flag bearer of the MPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. That's why I asked you earlier that if you can mention anything that you remember Mahama for when he was vice president, there's nothing nothing comes in mind.
There's something, but I just have to remember.
What comes in mind is corruption. That he was asked to go and buy a plane for us, and now you see now he has become the Airbus one, and of official one and all that. We can remember him for corruption as vice president, but we have vice president in the person of Mahmoud Bawumia. That for almost 8 years, you cannot tag him with a single incident of corruption.
All right.
And you are comparing him to John Mahama. Come on. Right. I understand that. Yes, things are not where we want. When Ghanaians complain, they have every right to complain that things are not where they want it to be. Because the point is that Ghanaians have more trust in MPP, so they expect more from the MPP. So when they complain, I understand.
The election is November, right?
It's December.
Yeah, towards the end. Yeah. So let's see.
So I'm here. So anytime.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Thank you so much.
Talk.
The guys have nothing to get.
Honorable, your last word to the people, and next week we will continue. Sure.
Yeah, my last words are that this year is a critical year for Ghanaians. See, election is not about changing government. Elections is about voting to bring change in your life. And I think that so far the MPP we have proven to be the best alternative for the country. When Kufuor was leaving office, around the same time, people made a lot of noise. Oh, Kufuor, blah, 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 Kufuor. And when Kufuor left, later on, now we miss him. We say, during Kufuor's time. When was the last time did you hear anybody say, during Atamese's time, or during Mahamad's time? We compare Kufuor's time. We made a mistake and didn't continue. We didn't give the MPP the opportunity to continue after Kufuor. I believe that Ghanaians will not make that mistake. We have learned from our lessons, and Ghanaians will give the opportunity to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to take us to the promised land. Ghana be ye de, Ghana be ye. But it is in the hands of MPP. I have always maintained that the worst form of MPP administration is still better than the best form of an NDC administration. So I'm sure that Ghanaians will not make the mistake to bring John Mahama back as president.
I want you to go with this question that someone has, as I said, the digitalization question mark. Massa, the Massa is the private. You maybe want to say Massa is the private companies who has raised that bar. Why all quit tripping for real? Please sack him from the studio. Oh no, we can't do that. We can't. I can't. Sorry, I like your comment. We appreciate you, but this we're all having a discussion. So if you think that he have said something that you don't, you don't like, you can also come to the studio whilst we are having this event, this show. Next week Sunday we are here locked down at JC Radio. You can come then. We all can have a very peaceful discussion. We all want the betterment for Ghana. Exactly. And, what goes for Ghana, I'm for Ghana. I think you also for Ghana, he for Ghana. So it's something that is not going well. That's why we are here to update the people, to talk about it. It's not about we trying to promote anybody, or we want to state the fact clear. So thank you very much for listening, and God bless you, and have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Continue listening from our podcast, www.jcradiolive.com. You can listen to 24/7 Afrobeat and also our previous show. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.
So I can come, boy, Miss Red. It's Snapchat doing thing I will do in the prayer. Bema, Yago Treasure. Let me rent, video. Okay, Tiaka, go feel something small for your boy. Me the toast you. And to me, Johnny Mason would do. Say, minute you, nothing I get. My life yet, child, is super my bet. System rejects, but the factory insert. That I get boost at the enter the net.
You